So I have a tendency to hyperfixate on things. Big shocker, right? This month, it's been all about game design and how that intersects with D&D, which I guess makes sense. Specifically, I've been thinking about ludonarrative harmony, when mechanics and story work together seamlessly. A great example is when a game forces you to press a button to harm an ally. You don't want to, but you must press the button, which mirrors your character's refusal or struggle to do so, but they still must take the action.
Take this. Keep it safe.
That's ludonarrative harmony. It's when the mechanics and the story work together to tell the same idea. However, in D&D, we often run into ludonarrative dissonance, which is the opposite, when mechanics and stories don't work together and there's a, well, dissonance. And nowhere is this more obvious than how we handle leveling up. There's a specific problem with level ups. Leveling up is usually something that happens outside of the session, and that's for good reason. It's because level ups take time.
Right, here we go.
Mage.
Taking a level in.
Yep. 8. I got an 8.
Sticking with Barb?
I'm sticking with Barb.
Got it.
Yep.
Awesome. Oren.
I thought I'd go with Battle Master Fighter this level.
Oh, wow, mixing it up. Cool.
Even with digital tools like D&D Beyond, you have to pick spells, you have to adjust your hit points, you have to learn new mechanics, and then you decide if you heal or if you don't get those hit points and you don't heal because you haven't taken a rest, if you take a rest then and there. There's so much to decide when it comes to a level up. There's a lot that one must consider, and that is even outside of the fact that you might be running into a level up where you are getting an ability score increase, which means one, you gotta figure out which ability score you're gonna increase, and two, are you gonna forego that in order to get a feat? I mean, there's just a lot. Leveling up is a time-consuming process. And so, because of that, doing it during a session can kill momentum. It slows down the game, and it causes confusion. So what do you do about it? I've been thinking about this a lot, this concept of leveling up and how to make it something more organic for the actual story, to feel like it's actually a part of the game, not just something that happens outside of it. And I've come up with a few different options, 3 specifically, that I think may be very interesting to fix this issue. Now, I know not all systems have this issue, but many of them do, especially those which are based on D&D, because D&D has always had this issue. So let's talk about it. Option 1 is something that I would like to call pre-leveled characters, because one way to fix this issue is just to have a character who's already leveled in advanced. In advanced.
Southern accent detected on American soil. Lethal force engaged.
In advanced. This means that when you are level 5, you already have your level 6 character sheet written out. So when it's time to level up, you just, boom. There you go. That's simple. Ready, go, move. Now, it's not quite that easy because, again, if you're using a digital tool like D&D Beyond, you would have to create a whole other character for this, which doesn't work so well. However, you can still prepare and write down what it is you're going to do on the level up. So you could just press a few buttons, add a few things, and boom, you're done. Ready to go, ready to move, and leveling up doesn't have to be that long of an experience. Now, there are several pros and cons that come with this method. Let's talk about the pros because I would like to, be positive first before being negative. The first is you can level up in session for dramatic moments. That moment where you get that anime style power up, when it makes sense for the story, when your character stands up and says a dramatic speech, the DM can look at you and say, all right, level up, and you can level up mid-combat immediately. One quick thing, done. You could go, now your character has new abilities, new things to do, new spells. It could be that super amazing power of friendship moment that so many people do strive for, because let's be honest, a lot of people who play D&D are also just looking for the anime moment. I mean, it's kind of obligatory with the fact that anime has the isekai genre and the fantasy genre, and well, okay, all I'm saying is a lot of weebos play D&D. Just fact. Not only this, it also prevents a level up from feeling like a random spreadsheet update. You don't just randomly adjust things. You've already thought about it ahead of time. You've had time to think about the level up, and therefore you can go ahead and move forward with it. But there are a lot of cons to this method, and I will be honest about that. The first is players know that the level up is coming, and it begins to feel scripted rather than organic. If you've asked them to create a level 6 character sheet ahead of time, they know that they're going to be leveling up. And so suddenly it feels more like a cutscene than some cool dramatic story moment. It feels like something that was always going to happen in the first place. And that's not exactly dramatically exciting. Not only that, if too much time passes, players might wish they chose different upgrades. Imagine you told everybody, hey, make your level 6 characters, and that was 2 months ago. And now you've played 7 sessions since then. I know that's okay. 7 sessions in 2 months is asking a lot, but just go with me on this example. Okay, maybe it was like 5 months. The time doesn't matter, but just say you've played a lot of sessions since then. A lot of time has passed since then, and now it's time to level up, and you just don't feel like that was right. You're originally gonna multi-class as a rogue, but now you just wonder, would my character even do that anymore? With everything that's happened, with everything that's been learned, with everything that my character's been going through, would I even choose to level up with what's been leveled here? So there are some ways to get around this. One, the DM should be a little bit more flexible, and the players should be encouraged to ask themselves if the next level that they've chosen to level up for is gonna fit their character at the end of each session. If they think not, then they can level up again. They could choose a different level, they could do different things. And players love doing this, especially Pathfinder players. Pathfinder players almost have to plan their level ups in advance. So this is something that's honestly incredibly organic for them because Pathfinder encourages you to create your character ahead of time so you know what you're gonna do when you level up. But in D&D 5e, it's not so cut and dry. It still could be encouraged, and I think would be a wonderful way of going about this to create something awesome. Not only this, you could allow minor adjustments in real time. Imagine you've been fighting a flying enemy and then you allow them to level up. And this flying enemy has just been wrecking them. It's just been flying above, casting Cone of Cold down on them over and over, and they just cannot get to that little motherfucker in the sky. But then you allow them to level up, and the druid says, I don't think I'm gonna take this spell anymore. I think it would make a lot of sense for me to take Earthbind instead. Now I'm realizing in real time while I'm reading my script, this was not a great example because druids are prepared casters, not learned casters. So maybe the bard uses their, ability to steal spells from other classes for this. I didn't really think this all the way through for my example. I'm gonna be super honest, but I feel like it makes sense what I'm saying. At least I hope so. You should allow for minor adjustments. It would make sense for a character who has the arcane ability to cast spells to be attempting to develop an arcane ability to drag that character from the sky because that enemy has been causing them problems this entire fight, and so they spent their whole time in the fight trying to figure out a way to drag them from the sky. And now, upon level up, they get Earthbind and they are able to do so. It can add a very fun dynamic to battles that makes it much more interesting, and it can also add something that allows the players to try to encourage the DM to allow them to level up. Because you've spent your whole time telling the DM, hey, I'm trying to figure out a spell that's gonna keep them down. Every single turn I've tried to figure out a spell that's going to bring them back down to the ground. You're trying to encourage the DM to basically understand, I'm trying to figure out a new ability here. You wanna help me out? Can we level up, please? You could basically have a very fun improvisational method of leveling up, which I do feel would be very interesting, but this is not the only method of making level ups feel a little bit more rewarding. Option 2 would be choosing level ups as a narrative marker. I once played with a DM who leveled up after we lost a major fight. Instead of just grinding for XP, he used level ups as a sort of storytelling tool. For example, in one of the fights, we got absolutely wrecked. We just got destroyed and we had to run away, barely getting away by the skin of our teeth. But after we got away, we looked at each other and we refused to give up. We wanted this win. We wanted to fight back. We did not want to give up. And so the DM, looking at the table, realizing we were about to go fight this monster again after it had totally beat our butts, said, all right, let's level up. And we're gonna go for round 2. This created an earned growth. It was a moment of struggle before success. And I do think this is interesting. Imagine a game where the DM only allows level ups once the characters have struggled too much, when they have hit a wall they cannot overcome. Isn't that interesting? Level ups only happen once failure has occurred. So you can fight and fight and fight, but eventually you're gonna fight a monster you cannot beat. And the DM will allow for a level up once that moment has been reached. This would mean that you are always feeling like a level up is earned, like your character is growing due to necessity. It creates that Dragon Ball-esque idea that you can always surpass your limits. You can always overcome the next obstacle. Even if you have hit something that is going to be more powerful than you, you will find a way to overcome it. But I am sure that there are already lots of people down in the comments who are realizing that this is not the best method in the world, and yeah, I will admit it. The real downside is it will remove stakes if players expect a level up after every loss. If you know when you lose, you level up, you never have to worry about death. Now do you? Not only that, it also encourages the DM to try and find ways to beat you. Now, the beatdown will always come with the promise of a reward of overcoming it, but it will weaken the stakes of the actual fight. If every time I lose, I'm gonna get a level up, what's the point? Why not just stop trying to fight things to the best of our abilities? Because once we lose, we win, right? I really think that that would be a mindset for players who are trying to game a system, not trying to play the game. So this is a method that could be used for those who really enjoy playing the game and receiving rewards based off of narrative moments rather than anything else. Because honestly, if it's balanced well, it makes losses meaningful rather than setbacks. I would find this to be the genuine definition of the concept of failing forward. You fail and thus you can go forward. Again, I don't think this is for every group, which would lead us to option 3. Roleplay driven level ups. This started because I asked myself a simple question. What if leveling up wasn't just mechanical? What if it was literally baked into the story itself? What if leveling up was a part of the roleplay section of the story? What if it was a social encounter? Imagine a deity that watches over the party, a deity that has championed them. It has helped them throughout this entire thing. It has brought them together. And in key moments when it's time to go, when the chips are down on the table, time freezes. And this deity appears before the party and asks very simple questions. It asks them, it is time for you to learn more about yourself. It is time to overcome that which is in front of you. So I ask you, which weaknesses do you wish to overcome? Which of your strengths do you wish to bolster? How would you, as my champions, choose to increase yourself? How would you, as my champions, choose to evolve? And the level ups come as boons from this deity. Now, I do understand this would cheapen some of the idea of characters growing within themselves. And so I'm not saying it has to be a deity that does this. But what I am encouraging here is finding a way to create level ups that happen organically within the roleplay that are chosen not by the players, but by the characters in real time. Because this causes the players to roleplay their decisions rather than just picking the mechanics that come next for their character. Imagine, instead of choosing sharpshooter just for damage, a character might realize their arc is about forming connections, and so they take a charisma boost instead. This character who is very good with a bow, very talented, but if you are being forced to ask yourself in character, if I was given this opportunity, what would I do? Maybe I would choose sharpshooter. I'm already good with a bow. My character is desperate to make human connections, desperate to woo this NPC, desperate to finally be able to feel like they can present themselves in the way that they've desired to their whole life. And so yeah, mechanically sharpshooter makes sense, but I think my character's got to go with the charisma boost because it's the thing that makes the most sense. Now let me make it clear, this works best only for roleplay heavy groups, not necessarily for casual hack and slash games. And I do understand hack and slash games. I get that people like to play them. I don't personally, well, at least not in D&D. When it comes to video games, no, I love hack and slash games. They're super freaking fun. Dynasty Warriors is great, but when you translate it into a TTRPG, this is really just for roleplay heavy groups specifically. This method is. However, the end result ends with level ups feeling like an actual part of the narrative, not just a numbers game. And I do think that this idea is very interesting. Is it for every group? Absolutely not, but it has been stuck in my head and I can't get it out. The idea that level ups would happen in-game as a social encounter is just so exciting to me for some reason. And imagine the players can get more from their level ups if they succeed in the social encounter. Rolling persuasion checks, deception checks, trying to figure things out, rolling history checks to learn things. I mean, it could make leveling up a genuinely organic mechanic in the game that happens that is just as exciting as a combat encounter. I gotta try this at some point, and I hope others do. Please tell me if you've ever done something like this, because I think it is so fun and so cool, and really just a unique take on the game that I have not seen elsewhere that could be a breath of fresh air for those who have found leveling up to be just, frankly, boring. So final thoughts. Level ups should feel organic, but more than anything, they should feel very meaningful. Whether it's pre-leveled character sheets that are designed for dramatic moments, or leveling up after key failures, or like that last one, divine intervention to make it a roleplay moment, or just making it a roleplay moment in general. It doesn't have to be divine intervention. The point is, there are ways to make this game better while keeping the pacing smooth. We should always be trying to find a way to make the mechanics fit within the story. So what do you guys think? How do you handle level ups in your games? Please tell me in the comments down below, because I would love to know, and I would love to understand more of what you guys do to be able to all work together to make our games the best place possible. So go out into the world, make it your own. Never forget to play a role. And my wife's still not in the room. She's not in the room, guys. She's not been in the room when I've been recording for a while now, because this recording takes so much time and it takes so much energy, and we're busy people. We're adults. We have a mortgage to pay. You can't ask. She's a taxpayer. You can't ask a taxpayer to spend time doing this. Or maybe you can. Hold on.
Please leave your message for...
She hung up on me. Oh. Hello? Did I wake you up? I'm sorry, baby. Can you do me a favor? Can you tell them to like, comment, subscribe?
Like, comment, subscribe.
Good job. Okay, I love you. I'm gonna leave you alone now.
Okay.
Alright, bye-bye. I fear she may not forgive me for that one, guys. I hope that was worth it.
ミクだよ。